aliens are real. You may have rolled your eyes at late-night UFO documentaries or laughed off Farmer Bob's tales about the strange lights above his cornfield. But let's face it, something's going on. Maybe it's the way your dog keeps growling at the sky, or how your neighbor's cow mysteriously disappeared last week. Or perhaps it's just that weird feeling you get when you look up and realize that maybe, just maybe, there's something watching back. Whatever it is, you've landed here, hoping for some sage advice on how not to become the next unwilling passenger aboard an alien mothership. Don't worry, Earthling. You're in good hands. Surviving an alien abduction, or better yet, avoiding one entirely, is no small feat, but it's not impossible. Sure, you're up against technologically advanced beings with tractor beams, mind control, and a curious fascination with probing. But you've got something they don't. A sense of humor, human ingenuity, and hopefully, quick reflexes. This guide isn't just here to keep you grounded, literally. It's here to help you outwit, outlast, and outsneeze your extraterrestrial foes. Let's face it, getting abducted by aliens isn't exactly the glamorous, Spielberg-esque experience Hollywood promised. You're not going to wake up in a shiny spaceship with a hot alien handing you a cocktail. No. You're more likely to find yourself strapped to a cold, glowing table while something with way too many eyes says, "This won't hurt a bit." That's why we've compiled these tips, not just to save your butt and other body parts, but to ensure that if you do end up face to face with little green men, you go down swinging, or sneezing, as the case may be. So grab your tinfoil hat, or at least a sheet of aluminum foil, it's more versatile, and prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown. Whether it's dodging tractor beams, avoiding suspicious glowing buttons, or carrying a bag of emergency Doritos, we've got you covered. Welcome to the ultimate guide for surviving alien abduction. It's funny, it's weird, and it might just save your life, or at least give you something to laugh about when you're explaining to your friends why you're sneezing on random strangers. Let's get started. The truth is out there, but it doesn't have to take you with it. Tip 1. Always look up. If there's one universal truth about alien abductions, it's that they don't sneak up on you. Aliens aren't subtle. They don't wear disguises or whisper, "Psst, over here," from behind a bush. No, they arrive with glowing lights, humming spacecraft, and the kind of dramatic flair that makes you wonder if they've been binge-watching Earth's reality TV. This is why your first defense against being abducted is simple. Always look up. Sure, gazing at the stars is usually reserved for romantic evenings or existential crises, but in this case, it's a matter of survival. That bright light you thought was Venus? Probably not. That cloud hovering in the same spot for the last hour? Suspicious. And that fast-moving, silent object darting across the sky? Definitely not a weather balloon, no matter what the government says. The key is to stay vigilant. Aliens might have advanced technology, but they're still operating under the assumption that most humans are too distracted by TikTok and text messages to notice a literal UFO overhead. Prove them wrong. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I'm indoors? Good question. This is where windows and skylights come into play. Take a peek outside every now and then. If you see your neighbor floating mid-air while clutching their garden rake, it's not a new fitness trend. It's time to grab your flashlight and head for the basement. Proactivity is your friend here. And yes, while constantly looking up might make you seem paranoid, consider the alternative. Being the poor sap who gets beamed up because they were too busy scrolling Instagram. Of course, there's a fine line between vigilance and becoming that person. The one who refuses to leave the house without wearing mirrored sunglasses and craning their neck at a 45-degree angle. Stay grounded, pun intended, by incorporating subtle sky checks into your routine. Walking the dog? Look up. Waiting for your coffee to brew? Look up. Hearing weird humming noises that seem to vibrate through your very soul? You guessed it. Look up. With a little practice, you'll become a certified UFO spotter, and hopefully, one that stays firmly on Earth. Tip 2. Don't wander off alone. We've all seen the horror movies. The moment someone says, "I'll just check it out by myself," you know they're about to be toast. Aliens operate on the same principle. They love a lone target. Wandering off by yourself is basically rolling out a welcome mat that says, "Dear extraterrestrials, please abduct me. I am alone, vulnerable, and mildly curious about your glowing lights." Spoiler alert, curiosity doesn't end well. Think about it. Aliens don't want to mess with groups. They're not here for a fight or to negotiate with Karen about why her HOA is unreasonable. They want a quick grab and go, like DoorDash, but with less consent. So, if you're traipsing through the woods at night to clear your head, or wandering into a cornfield because you heard something weird, congratulations. You're their next meal deal. The solution? Stick together. Whether you're at a campground, hiking trail, or even a Walmart parking lot, keep your crew close and accounted for. Safety in numbers isn't just a cliche. It's your best shot at not getting beamed up. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where you have to split up because some genius decided, we'll cover more ground this way, establish a buddy system, pair off, and for the love of all things terrestrial, make sure your buddy is someone who doesn't immediately run at the first sign of danger. Ideally, you want a partner who's calm, practical, and willing to throw hands, or at least throw rocks, if the aliens show up. Bonus points if they carry snacks, because stress eating in life-threatening situations is a perfectly valid coping mechanism. And let's not forget the cardinal rule. If you see someone else wandering off alone, stop them. Remind them, kindly but firmly, that splitting up is how people end up on missing persons posters, or worse, on an alien dissection table. Offer alternatives like, "Hey, why don't we check it out together?" Or, if you're feeling bold, "Do you want to get abducted?" Because that's how you get abducted. Humor aside, the message is clear. Don't be the lone wolf. Wolves get hunted. Humans who stick together, they get to make it home, laugh nervously about their close call, and live to tell the tale on Reddit. Tip 3. Never trust free probing offers. Let's get one thing straight. If an alien says they're offering a free probing, they are not doing it out of the goodness of their oversized hearts. There's no intergalactic Groupon for light medical exploration. That probe comes with strings attached, probably literal ones, and you don't want to find out where they lead. When aliens use the words quick, painless, or heaven forbid, necessary for research, it's time to run, not negotiate. Think of it this way. Would you trust a stranger in a van offering free candy? No? Good. Then why would you trust a floating glowing figure in a disc-shaped craft promising a routine checkup? Just because they've mastered faster-than-light travel doesn't mean they've mastered bedside manners, or ethics, for that matter. If their idea of communication is telepathically implanting visions of a sterile room filled with sharp instruments, you can safely assume they didn't study at Johns Hopkins. You might be wondering, but what if the aliens genuinely want to help? Let's dispel that notion right now. If aliens had any intention of helping us, they wouldn't sneak around in the dead of night, beaming people up like confused vacuum cleaners. They'd send an email, or at least a text. "Greetings, Earthling. We'd like to discuss a mutually beneficial medical exchange. Are you free next Thursday?" But no, they go straight to the abduction phase. And that tells you everything you need to know about their intentions. If you do find yourself in a situation where an alien is offering a free procedure, don't panic. Think distraction. They might be advanced, but they're also curious. Toss them a Rubik's Cube, a smartphone, or even a Snickers bar, and you'll buy yourself precious seconds to escape. And if all else fails, remember the ultimate rule. Never, under any circumstances, say yes to the probe. Politely decline. Back away slowly. And when you're far enough, sprint like your life and your dignity depend on it. Because they do. Tip 4. Shine bright like a flashlight. Aliens hate bright lights. It's a universal truth as old as time. Or at least as old as Close Encounters of the Third Kind. These beings might have mastered intergalactic travel and telepathic mind tricks. But a well-aimed flashlight beam can send them scuttling like a cockroach caught in the glow of a refrigerator door. That's why, if you're serious about surviving an alien encounter, a flashlight is your best friend. Think of it as your low-tech lightsaber. Here's the deal. When the UFO descends and that eerie tractor beam starts combing the area, You don't panic. You get tactical. Whip out your flashlight and aim it directly at the source of the beam. The brighter, the better. Bonus points if you've invested in one of those industrial-strength flashlights that could double as a weapon. Aliens don't like their cover blown, and they definitely don't appreciate being temporarily blinded by your earthly ingenuity. It's your way of saying, "Not today, Zog." Now, not all flashlights are created equal. That dinky little keychain light you picked up at the gas station? It's cute, but it won't cut it. You need something powerful, preferably with multiple brightness settings and a strobe feature to really mess with their ocular receptors. And if you think a smartphone flashlight will do the trick, let me stop you right there. Your phone is better reserved for calling someone to come save you, or for throwing it at the alien in a moment of desperation. Of course, shining a bright light isn't just about self-defense. It's also a signal to other humans. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and spot a UFO, the flashlight becomes your beacon of, "Hey, someone come get me, before I'm part of a science experiment." Just be careful not to draw the aliens' attention too much, or you'll find yourself the unwilling star of their next probing seminar. So, stock up on flashlights and batteries, Earthling. Keep one in your bag, your car, and maybe even under your pillow. Because when the aliens come knocking, it won't be your smartphone or your quick wit that saves you. It'll be a beam of pure, blinding light. Shine on and stay grounded. Tip 5. Learn to sneeze on command. It's time to weaponize one of humanity's most underrated biological features, the sneeze. Sure, sneezes might seem like harmless, slightly embarrassing bursts of nasal fury, but in the world of alien defense, they're a superpower. You see, many alien species find human sneezes absolutely toxic. Something about our unique blend of mucus particles, airborne pathogens, and unrelenting force sends their immune systems into a panic spiral. In other words, your seasonal allergies could save your life. To prepare, start by perfecting your fake sneeze. A convincing sneeze isn't just about volume, it's about delivery. You want it loud enough to make aliens flinch, wet enough to make them reconsider their life choices, and unexpected enough to keep them off balance. Think of yourself as the Meryl Streep of sneezing, delivering an Oscar-worthy performance that says, "I'm a walking biological hazard, and you don't want to mess with me." If you're lucky enough to have actual allergies, congratulations. You're already halfway to alien-proofing yourself. Pollen, dust, and dander are your secret weapons, so don't shy away from a pre-encounter roll in the hay. Literally, if necessary. For those less blessed with involuntary sneezing, carry a small jar of pepper or a pocket full of finely ground cinnamon. A quick sniff will have you sneezing like you've just opened Pandora's spice rack, and aliens will scatter faster than you can say, "Bless me." But remember, timing is everything. A sneeze deployed too early might just confuse the alien, while a sneeze delivered at the right moment, like when they're leaning in for a telepathic scan, can turn the tide of your encounter. And if you manage to sneeze directly on their slimy, bulbous face, that's the alien equivalent of declaring checkmate. Just don't forget to wipe your nose afterward. Fighting aliens is no excuse for bad hygiene. So, start practicing your sneezes, Earthling. It's not just a bodily function, it's a survival skill. And when the mothership inevitably lands, and your alien captors think they've got you cornered, you'll show them the truth. Humanity isn't weak. We're just really, really gross. Tip 6. Aluminum foil is your friend. You laughed at the tinfoil hat crowd, didn't you? Don't deny it. We all did. But here's the thing. They might actually be onto something. While a full-on shiny helmet might scream, "I've got a bunker full of canned beans," a little aluminum foil can be surprisingly effective when it comes to surviving alien encounters. You're not just shielding your head. You're blocking telepathic signals, scrambling mind control, and making extraterrestrials question whether humans are worth the hassle. Let's get one thing straight. You don't need to go full conspiracy theorist and wrap yourself head to toe like a burrito. A simple strip of foil tucked into your pocket, hat, or even around your phone can do wonders. Think of it as a portable force field against alien shenanigans. They try to read your thoughts. All they're getting is static and the vague smell of last night's leftovers. It's the kind of low-budget genius they won't see coming. Now, you might be asking, Why aluminum foil? Great question, hypothetical reader. Aluminum is lightweight, reflective, and, most importantly, cheap. It's like the Swiss Army knife of anti-alien materials. Plus, it's versatile. Use it to block signals, reflect light, or, in desperate times, fashion a tiny foil sword to wave menacingly at your would-be abductors. Sure, it won't actually hurt them, but it'll buy you a few seconds while they laugh at your creativity. Just remember to be discreet. The last thing you want is to show up at the grocery store wrapped in tin foil like a Thanksgiving turkey. Subtlety is key. Keep it compact, functional, and hidden until the moment you need it. And if anyone gives you a weird look when you whip out your foil strip during a potential abduction scenario, let them judge. You'll be the one still on Earth while they're stuck explaining Earth's obsession with reality TV to a room full of aliens. So, embrace the foil, Earthling. It's not just a tool, it's a statement. You're here, you're weird, and you're not going anywhere without a fight. Shine on. Tip 7. Don't touch the glowy buttons. You see them. The mysterious, glowing alien buttons just sitting there, practically begging to be pressed. They're vibrant, pulsating, and probably making some soothing hum-hum-hum sound that whispers, "Come on, just one little push won't hurt." Resist. I cannot stress this enough. Do not touch the buttons. Let's break this down. Alien buttons are not like elevator buttons or PlayStation controllers. These are advanced intergalactic devices, and pressing one is less likely to turn on the spaceship's Wi-Fi and more likely to open an airlock or activate a species-wide death ray. You don't want to be the person who accidentally triggers the galaxy's equivalent of an all-hands-on-deck alarm. Trust me, the aliens will not be amused, and you won't have time to explain that it was just glowing so nicely. Curiosity may have killed the cat, but it will absolutely get the human abducted, or worse, vaporized. Those buttons are designed to tempt you. They're big, shiny, and designed to distract you from noticing the aliens sneaking up behind you. It's like the oldest trick in the intergalactic playbook. Give the humans something flashy, and they'll forget all common sense. Don't be that human. You're better than that. If you really can't resist the urge to press something, keep it safe and earthbound. Bring a stress ball, a fidget spinner, or even a Rubik's Cube to occupy your hands. The moment you see glowing buttons on an alien control panel, slap on your imaginary blinders and walk away. You're not an interstellar tech support agent, and you're not about to become one by accident. Stay focused on what matters. Escaping the aliens, not redecorating their spaceship with whatever button does that. In short, glowing alien buttons are traps. Don't let their hypnotic allure be your undoing. Remember, curiosity is for cats, not abductees. Keep your hands to yourself and let the aliens deal with their own overly complicated controls. You've got better things to do, like staying alive. Tip 8. Distract them with Earth snacks. Believe it or not, aliens are fascinated by human snacks. They've mastered the art of intergalactic travel, but the concept of nacho cheese Doritos? Totally beyond them. That's why a bag of chips, a Snickers bar, or even a pack of gum could be your secret weapon in an alien encounter. When all else fails, distract them with Earth's finest cuisine. Think of it as a universal bribe. Snacks for your survival. Picture this. You're cornered in a dimly lit clearing. The aliens advancing with their glowing eyes and telepathic mumbo-jumbo. Your options seem limited, but then you remember the bag of Funyuns in your backpack. With a dramatic flourish, you pull them out, open the bag, and toss it toward your would-be captors. Suddenly, they halt, mesmerized by the strange circular snacks. While they're busy trying to understand humanity's obsession with onion-flavored rings, you make your daring escape. Genius. Not all snacks are created equal, of course. You'll want to stick with the big hitters, the snacks that are universally appealing, or at least universally confusing. Chips, candy bars, or even a packet of Pop Rocks are perfect options. Avoid anything that requires refrigeration or assembly. Aliens aren't interested in your Pinterest-worthy charcuterie board. And definitely skip anything boring, like plain crackers or rice cakes. You're trying to amaze them, not put them to sleep. The beauty of this tip is that it's simple, effective, and lets you indulge in your favorite snacks in the name of self-defense. Keep a stash of snacks in your car, your bag, or even your coat pockets. When the aliens come calling, you'll be ready with a peace offering that's crunchy, delicious, and just distracting enough to save your life. Who knew surviving an alien encounter could be so tasty? Tip 9. Learn the universal gesture for no. When aliens show up with their glowing beams, unsettling telepathy, and a vague but deeply concerning interest in your anatomy, communication is key. Unfortunately, English probably isn't going to cut it. Lucky for you, body language is universal. Or close enough. Learning the alien equivalent of no thank you is a survival skill that could save you from a one-way trip to planet who knows where. Start with the basics. A firm hand wave is your best bet. It's simple, non-threatening, and universally understood as, nope, not today. If the aliens hesitate, double down with a palm outward stop gesture. Bonus points if you back it up with an expression that says, I am not abductee material, and you don't want this kind of trouble. Remember, confidence is key. Aliens may be advanced, but they can still sense when you're about to lose your cool. Fake it till you make it. If the hand gestures don't work, you can always escalate to the I'm an unpredictable human, and you don't want to mess with me routine. Start talking, loudly. Point at random objects. Gesticulate wildly. And maybe throw in a bit of interpretive dance. Aliens might be able to read minds, but they won't know what to do with sheer chaotic energy. The goal isn't to intimidate them. It's to confuse them just enough to reconsider their abduction plans. Finally, if all else fails, throw in some cultural flair. Flash them a peace sign, cross your arms in an exaggerated X, or even pull out the classic talk to the hand move. The more over the top, the better. Aliens might not fully understand Earth gestures, but they'll get the general vibe. This human is saying no, and they mean business. And if they're still not getting it, that's where your snacks, flashlight, or sneezing skills come in to seal the deal. Remember, when it comes to aliens, assertiveness isn't just a strategy, it's your lifeline. You might not be fluent in telepathy, but with the right gestures and a little bravado, you can make yourself crystal clear. Not today, E.T. Tip 10. Practice your take me to your leader speech. Sometimes, no matter how prepared you are, the aliens win. Maybe you tripped while running, maybe your flashlight batteries died, or maybe you just couldn't resist pressing one of those glowing buttons. Whatever the case, if you find yourself on the mothership, it's time to play it cool and go full diplomat. Channel your inner intergalactic ambassador and deliver a speech that convinces them Earth is not worth the hassle. Start with confidence. Stand tall, or as tall as the anti-gravity field allows. Clear your throat and lock eyes, or eye equivalents, with your captors. The key is to radiate calm authority. You're not a terrified abductee, you tell yourself. You're the face of humanity. Now's the time to show them Earthlings are a little more complex than the cows they've been studying. Open with flattery. Aliens love being acknowledged for their advanced technology and shiny ships. Wow, this tractor beam is way smoother than the ones I've read about. Or, this glowing interrogation chamber, immaculate vibes. Butter them up before dropping the bombshell. Earth is mostly harmless, but also a logistical nightmare. Our planet is loud, full of reality TV, and our leaders are, well, let's just say they're a mixed bag. Offer to send them a subscription to Netflix so they can skip the hassle of abducting people and binge watch instead. Finally, throw in a subtle threat. Nothing too aggressive, just a little reminder of what Earthlings are capable of. Mention how humanity has survived plagues, war, and the invention of pineapple pizza. Casually bring up global warming as proof we're willing to destroy ourselves just to win an argument. By the time you're done, the aliens will either be terrified or thoroughly confused. Either way, they'll be a lot more inclined to drop you off at the nearest cornfield and call it a day. The "take me to your leader" speech isn't just about survival. It's about making sure the aliens think twice before abducting another human. Deliver it with wit, confidence, and just a touch of chaos, and you might just find yourself back on Earth, with a story no one will believe. You'll have survived not just an alien encounter, but the ultimate test of diplomacy. Well done, Earthling. Congratulations, Earthling. You've officially graduated from the Alien Survival Academy, equipped with all the tools you need to dodge tractor beams, outwit telepathic probes, and make it back to Earth in one piece. Whether it's using your allergies as a biological weapon, or mastering the universal art of nope, you've proven that humans might be fragile, snack-obsessed creatures. But we're also survivors. Let's face it, aliens might have the tech, but they're not ready for the raw chaos of humanity. We sneeze on things we don't understand, carry snacks into battle, and turn tinfoil into headgear. That's a level of unpredictable genius they can't handle. So the next time you see a strange light in the sky, you don't need to panic. You've got this. Probably. Of course, if you do find yourself floating in a beam of light, remember the golden rule. Be funnier than the other abductees. Aliens might decide to keep you around as entertainment rather than a science project. And who knows? Maybe you'll end up writing the first intergalactic stand-up special. Until then, keep your flashlight handy, your snacks closer, and your feet firmly planted on Earth. The truth is out there, but it doesn't have to take you with it. Stay grounded, stay hilarious, and remember, no one abducts the person who looks like more trouble than they're worth. Good luck, and may the skies always stay suspiciously quiet.